up. Na no mumbeboa. Because you see, maybe ye generous no Ghana 4 have gotten to a point they want people to be held accountable for their crimes.
Yes.
Because you may know several other people over the years consistently lambasted Ken Ofori Attah for some of the criminal dealings in some Neemana or put to the economy of this country in danger. And he act now or acted time no, now it was in good spirit. Now say or they have been fine brabe you are no nka wudi mirika na babe you are no. But his unwillingness, the reluctance on his part to even make appearance or babe you no na chere say nsem na ye kan no aye no kre say indeed dream na na audio mine would because be so onya na for.
Why some na kan?
Ken Ofori Attah say na make onya na for. Because no wafa na be the president na your friend say me wafa say brabe finance minister. And then he was playing lord over even his own party people.
Yeah.
When this office of the special prosecutor was created, my first comment, I remember it very well, sir. It was nothing but a useless creation.
Office of the
Office of the special prosecutor.
Your first comment. My
first comment, I remember it very clear. Our Radio Universe, our University of Ghana campus.
Does it still remain a useless?
It's still an amfasobe na baso. Mo kasa also on chia koko. Menu so on chia bebe. Nti no amfasobe na also. So it still remains a useless creation. Makase. So we are minus or person fighting corruption. It's not about the many institutions you create. It is about the political will on the part of the actors to make sure say available office no more on all resources to be at their effective way of making media adwuma.
Yeah.
Office of the special prosecutor and I'm say independent body in the first place and yet independent. Because I am answerable to the Attorney General Department. Because a static case or take here, the Attorney General can file for discontinuation of the case. So where lies your independence as a body? There is no independence. Akufo-Addo created that thing because he thought Martin Amidu at the time was better. So he was going to harvest his bitterness against the NDC and use him against people in the previous government. That is the whole enterprise for setting up this special prosecutor. Martin Amidu proved himself to be a tough person of conviction who will not allow himself to be used as a toy to satisfy obi political agenda no. And now back and forth now or the resigning coffee, Then this gentleman comes into the picture.
Yeah.
Go back and check the budgetary allocation to his office from 2022 up to now is over 500 million Ghana cedis. Now bisa won say so be na Ghana nya free so cause onyam fa akukọ kran kokọ to akukọ ndi for there be a press conference now oba no sounding so emotional hymns and then no ka we there be a wo de obi etata na obi ma wo nya wadwuma and why don't you resign and go home? It means the willingness in the the fight corruption na they settled that particular office, that wasn't idea. It was just there just to play around issues, just to make people know, say, oh, baby, when you know in reality, on your share. So the intent of Akufo-Addo to set up the special prosecutor and say,
I see.
Because ordinance I say, oh yeah, but in reality, he's not doing anything. Me tia Abrante no kind of the spokesperson say made that cause when I say your friend say when him say NDC for the pressure ma Attorney General NDC for one the pressure ma your friend say in Ghana obi kan say ma nipa kro na NDC for one the pressure ma Attorney General NDC for no mo Togo for no mo your friend say Nigeria for. They are Ghanaians. And they are entitled to, because every Ghanaian, before the election, we got convinced a certain group of criminals stole our money. Yeah. And we want them to be held accountable. And when I cover that particular case, and I also we investigate it. Because the entire this whole extradition process, I have a problem. They say, JB, this is how it is. Answer a bit me extradition will be from the US, First, what you do, they say, indicted the person by a court of competent jurisdiction.
Yeah.
But to do that, you also need all the facts available case, Then you officially document relevant legal laws. Indeed,
yeah.
Now what's the Foreign Affairs Ministry Attorney General, we are communicated through the diplomatic channels to the US, your friends, the Department of Justice, and then your friends at the State Department. So the State Department will look at all these facts. Now, we'll be some relevant questions. In the first place, are there no more accusing is a why a crime or Ghana, but the corner is it a crime in the United States of America? And if they're able to find that connection, then it means that your market will go with him. Then your business say, case now what charging the panel is it politically motivated? And I say, just watch hunting. To prove that, you need to have investigation now. Kisi jabe no kroma say because and never chere and never show cause indeed. Asem na ye kan fa nipa no ho no. And yes a political witch hunting.
Investigation started.
Now investigation fact na e ka ho no ni a che say indeed. Ade na nipa na ye no. Ghana mram wabu mra na sa ade krona san ye ebu mra so e United States of America because political corruption anywhere in any civilized democratic dispensation a crime across border crime for them. So DOJ and the State Department established that particular thing then they will have to take it to a court in America. The magistrate court for a judge to also determine all these facts to make a point say indeed and some na Ghana for air can say Abrantia na ye we no say no crash so the judge will also give it a pass. Then it will be referred back to the State Department and the State Department will make the final determination, and in making that final determination they will have to look at other facts as well and human rights violations.
Which will not be extremely too much difficult for a government to
exactly. So I'm laying out the process that has to be followed. So I say I'm not say idea messy. Mother Attorney General and go ahead to do that. I had the critical fact because you can't just say fact be the fact now what they call will be subjected to judicial review in America by a court of competent jurisdiction. And here you need a court of competent jurisdiction to indict him. And this is who in fact now at the end of we're not saying what they call catch America for an answer fine. That is why the AG is unable to proceed because relevant facts now. The American authorities will have to examine to establish the legal sanctity. Say, indeed, nipa na ye no say na tie no ansa na yaka ho asem. And then the last time Bettina Catcher said, whenever you are dealing with extradition, that's a nipa no play. I am sick card. Make this whole process nonsense.
Yeah.
Especially when he's able to show cause indeed. That will have to also go through another legal process. What are some American? So at the end of the day, it's not as easy as. But then say nipa no mbedi o man say mamboye for to the point to say at the papa no ya nka wa okrom ni o ma me firi papa firi ha say won so no konkoto obi krom pretend say wo yara when indeed you are working gallivanting on the street of the United States of America on daily basis. That alone indeed, and Crawford Bedi or Mindstro ya mamboye for because about the finance minister won't even go chrome. Do you think that is an easy distance for you? The whole finance minister you cannot go back to your own country or Yarabaya won't be Macron. So you see, for me, the office of the special prosecutor and Debia Maka, Kiseja Minimno, the account who Minimno, I don't care about them. The office is a useless creation and a further burden on the taxpayer. Let us dissolve that particular office and for so be a so now resources now they finance the office of the special prosecutor no yam fan call the AG's department now yam widen the capacity now you're making sure say they are able to have the various regional offices will also be effective. Some because prosecution there no and the ketwa. And again, I've listened to a lot of people who argue say Ken Ofori Attah so Adentina yen trying in absentia. You see, it doesn't work straightforward just like that. Because for a court or or try or be in absentia, no, you must have exhausted all the alternatives available. Into court of a country say, did you follow through with extradition process? What's it there be? Then how do you want me to? Yes, try in absentia. It cannot happen in the court. What I say. So we need to exhaust this particular process first. Now say at the papa be and free and no now bet me say try in absentia. And Ghana will not be the first country to try people in absentia. Makacho after the Second World War, Nazi for no mudis and say most of them, even though they were dead, they were tried in absentia. But Ken Ofori Attah, people should also know him for who he is as a person. These are mamboya for better no mind so. Omodo mind be dia grobe ye nsem and ono ankasa ne krokro so ntimi mbam. So for me, I think say you see the Attorney General should look at other issues. Now we know say or the need to keseja benswa
yeah.
They should take full custody of the entire investigation, and they should push it to any other investigative body to work on this particular thing and speed up the process. Because if there is anybody you prosecuting and now be no Ghana for will be happier. It's Ken Ofori Attah. Because of the economic way of and for the office of the special prosecutor, it's not personal. I think the office is a useless creation and must be disbanded. Let us take the act back to Parliament and revoke it and make sure we keep wasting state resources.
As of 2024, the office of the special prosecutor buying allocate about 146 million Ghana cedis and the man say of Anyanejuma. Meaning so you soon in every year.
And you're not going to bulletproof card and as for the name Gromas. And now I'm going to say, Sameda Conse, and our officers been a yabubo mudding. You guys are jokers.
Lucius, finally, in the next 1 minute, you have wrap it up. I don't know if it's quite sensitive though, but now can see enough time you're discussing the president meeting, the CJ, the Attorney General, and the Auditor General. But
enough time.
Yeah, need enough time, sir. But I don't know if you can wait me at the end in the next 1 or 2 minutes.
Yeah, but you see, Babia, Ivan, DC, my person can be kakra. I don't say, okay, say the Attorney General office, no, should take full custody of investigation.
Yes.
So, Obashe, OSP office now, they started from main council electronic transaction because Ken Ofori Attah no the Ghana ha. But how now OSP no ever so reach out to Ken Ofori Attah so or throw the amount. What you say ohwe yemra na ye wo that electronic transaction act no e wo hono. Say even ne say ye hwehwe na say ye nyaw say ye court per se or the letter amount na onyaw na ebia o hide ya you bet you crash send through WhatsApp.
Yeah, of course.
What you say? Yes. The Electronic Transaction Act, no. And you know how OSP no fast started, no. I believe say Attorney General office no so any new world they should also start from there because it's like the OSP is not willing. Say onu mum no edit docket bi be den edit be kwa koma be. But President Mama meeting with the Auditor General more than for no. Me say because over the period no yanum na about na high say akan bi say after say Auditor General be wie ne bibia no yenhu hwe and then say ocean so a meeting no so no I think say be set up a court no betena offense sa infractions na ekoso wo Auditor General report no eso. And it's a step in the right direction because ebe ma process no speed up than say ebe for the normal process no.
But say Ivan.
Yes. I think say Kiseja Ben office no with this particular Ken Ofori Attah case is in China. There is no single case what take here conclusive. One has to do with the popular Cecilia Dapa case.
Yes.
As ordinance tap so we be say ma tap so no only was say no. That is exactly what he's doing. You understand? So I think that yes. Let us consign the office of the special prosecutor to the political dustbin. It's not useful anymore. Now you make sure say Attorney General Department will take prosecution upon itself and make sure that they go in strong and in everything. Let me also commend President Mahama for this bold initiative. So, and then over the years, the Auditor General report in about na yakasa huana ya tuagu. But then to set up a special court to make sure that financial infraction in various agencies, departments, it is no longer about politician anymore. Anywhere you find yourself, I will propagate any act of corruption. The state is ready, and we are looking at you. You understand? If we begin to punish crime, I think that man for the best answer at Tanasi say a minor now kwa say what that's our enemy is you the course or Kolebui Nyana Mama Diana Papa dear. No room 13th month. Second new court to bubble from pharmacy account. When you say the money is not your money. You can be engaging in some of this, reckless financial way. I know that they get away with it. So I think it's a step in the right direction. These are one of the many reasons Ghanaians voted. Just to ensure accountability, because in any democracy, the lifeblood, the fiber of accountability, your friend say, it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, what you are, and I say for you now. And I think it's a step in the right direction. I'll commend him, and we need to go all out and make sure say every single person, both present and old government, be an ordinance about my second dear. That person will not be spared.
But I say, thank you so much, Illusius, NDC communication team member, and Minia Ivan Chade, a youth activist, and of course, is one of the guys are very strong when it comes to adding the voice to national discourse.